So today we're going to talk about environmental aspects, and we're going to talk about altitude today and the changes in that environment and how it affects resistance and endurance. So when we're in higher altitudes, basically the gist of it is we have a less pressure gradient from our outside environment to our internal environment. So we are not going to be inhaling as much air as we would at a lower altitude, such as sea level. So here in Dahlonega, I swear that it makes a difference. But despite the fact, we're going to just say Mount Everest. We are going to put it to the extreme. We're going to see a drastic difference in the pressure gradient, and we're not going to be able to consume as much air. Therefore, our hemoglobin will not be able to be fully saturated to then get as much oxygen to our muscles. So if we're climbing Mount Everest, our muscles are not going to be getting as much oxygen as they need to then be able to push their workload as they would at sea level. So since we consider that as an effect of higher altitude, our endurance is going to go down because VO2 max, I've said it once, I'll say it again, it is the consumption and utilization of the oxygen that we intake. So we're not able to consume as much oxygen, therefore we're not able to utilize as much, so our VO2 max is going to go to shit. When it comes to resistance, we are in more of an anaerobic state. So our lifts, powerlifting, Olympic lifting, working out in the weight room is not going to be as affected, if really any, because we're going for a 1 rep max. We're not going to even get into Krebs or ETC, where we're going to need that oxygen to offload some of that acidic level. Some people say that the weights feel lighter in a higher altitude. I guess I gotta try it for myself. But in terms of endurance, it is not the way to go. For Olympic athletes, we will hear the phrase live high, train low. So they will live at higher altitudes to get some of those adaptations of living at a higher altitude, but train at a lower altitude so then they get double benefit. Like I said, I swear here in Dahlonega, we live in a high altitude, or maybe I just can't run. But, yeah, I really don't have an example for an exercise for this just because I've actually never tried to train in a higher altitude compared to a lower altitude. So, till next time.